region where there's been a major shake-up of Saudi Arabia's cabinet. The economy minister Adil Fakir has been replaced by Mohammed Al Tawaidri, while National Guard Minister Prince Mehtab bin Abdullah has been released from office as well. He was the last senior royal in government not closely connected with King Salman or his son. So for more, we can speak to Jane Kinninmont, a senior research fellow and the deputy head of the Middle East and North Africa programme at Chatham House, based in London. Thanks very much for taking the time to speak to us. And I suppose there will be questions and concerns about the rationale or the motives behind this cabinet reshuffle, Jane.
There has been an ongoing process since 2015 of centralising power in the hands of the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. This is to a degree that's unprecedented in Saudi Arabia. Although it's a monarchy with a very strong monarchy, it traditionally has had a kind of system of dynastic rule where many senior princes within the family have had a lot of say, holding senior ministerial positions, having many people depend on them for employment. And there's been a kind of rule by consensus traditionally among those senior princes. That is all changing. It seems that King Salman and Mohammed bin Salman thinks that consensus has almost paralysed the country over the past few years, and they're now going rapidly in the opposite direction. But that, of course, is controversial.
And, of course, we know that this is a crown prince that has been keen to project an image of modernity, of social and economic liberalisation, but also one that is keen to consolidate his control. So I suppose there will be questions about why this is happening now and whether there were fears about opposition towards him or indeed a backlash towards the regime.
I think it's something that has been ongoing, and the kind of latest instalments in it have continued throughout this year with the overthrow of Mohammed bin Nayef, the former crown prince, and then in September, the arrests of a number of prominent clerics and activists. So this seems like the latest step in this process. Of course, there will be some dissatisfaction and a kind of opposition to a number of steps that Mohammed bin Salman is taking on the economy, on social liberalisation and on foreign policy. It appears that he's trying to make sure that that opposition just remains an opinion, that it doesn't become something that is organised against him. But the tricky thing for him is, of course, he's trying to push through quite radical change in Saudi Arabia. So he wants to do that with a strong hand. He wants to avoid criticism. But at the same time, he needs to be able to take his family and his society along with him, which may at times require a more inclusive approach.
And how do all these political developments tie in with the economy? We know that oil prices took a hit since 2014. It's been a very volatile economic situation, and the Saudis have been trying to turn it around by building a new economic model. But the problem is that the targets are very ambitious. How important is it for those targets to be met to sort of avoid any opposition or deepening resentment among those who might not be happy about the Crown Prince's ascent?
I don't think it's that important whether or not the ambitious targets laid out in Vision 2030 are met. Officials already say things like, hey, we'll do well if we can reach half or 60% of those aims. Gulf visions for the economy always have a PR function. They always tend to be a bit exaggerated. I think what is more important is whether Mohammed bin Salman can convince enough people that the economy is moving in the right direction. Is growth increasing? Is there signs that private investment into the country is picking up? Do young Saudis, above all, feel that they've got decent job prospects, or do they feel that they are losing out?
Jane Kinninmont, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. Well, now, in